Yep.
All right, we'll call the hearing open at 6 o'clock and turn it over to Rick to get it started.
So this is a public hearing on the proposed capital budget program for Cavendish. I believe we had an old one that was, I think it was a 10-year, ending in 2024, I think. You know, these plans are put together always with the best intentions, but sometimes they, you know, they're not set in stone when you go to them, because things do tend to change. But with the help of Martha doing most of this and putting this together, I believe we came up with a pretty good 5-year capital plan, starting in the next budget cycle, fiscal year 27. Some of it we've already started. We've been doing this for 2 years-ish. It seems like a long time. But some of it we have already kind of gotten into. The paving we've moved up in the last couple of years, as well as equipment. And this year we started with some of the sidewalks and structure, setting money aside for capital improvements there as well. And that's, you know, the bulk of it. We can go through it little by little. I mean, I don't know if there's, George, have any questions? Or if anybody on the board has any questions? I knew that was coming as soon as
Yep.
So basically, this is going to lay out a 5-year plan to kind of get a little, put some money away, and the use of grants and state funding to kind of, you know, better improve the town with some of the capital stuff we need, whether it's paving, sidewalks, equipment, water, sewer. I feel like this is a step in the right direction.
I didn't read it, the total in depth, but I read most of it and scanned parts of it. On page 7, where the table about real estate and the picture of the town garage is there.
Yep.
Okay. It's not numbered, so, but it just happened to be page 7. It talks about the Cavendish Town Elementary School and the library.
Mm-hmm.
The school was transferred to the supervisory union, but not the land.
Right.
And the land's not listed in our assets. So we own the library
Neither is
and the land.
library.
Huh?
The library should be listed as an asset.
The library should be.
That's what he's saying, yes.
The land, I thought, went,
We
No,
kept the
we
land.
kept the land.
We only let them have the building.
I thought they had 3 acres, and we kept.
around the school. But like the library sits on,
Yeah, just the footprint of the library, I think we kept.
right. But the
Okay.
land around the school went with the school. Just right there, the playground, you know, kind of that area.
Mhm, okay.
And so the library actually sits on their land.
Okay.
Yeah, because I thought the library would have a, you know, decent assessment.
Yeah. We've had a little bit of, in the last 6-8 months, a little confusion on the library as well in those aspects, and we're kind of working through that with the supervisory union on exactly how that's laid out, insurance-wise, everything. So,
Okay.
but yeah, it should be. You're right.
So is that land listed in the table? Because we own up where the water towers and
Yes,
stuff,
right.
right? And all the way down to a certain line.
It's not listed.
Okay.
And
And
this was gotten right from the
Yeah.
town report, so we need to,
Right, and I know they're separate entities, but do we own the land the fire stations are on, or is
No,
that the
that's all
fire
the fire
stations?
districts.
Okay.
If I may ask, what's the 601 Main Street lot? I was trying to,
the parking lot there next to the school.
ah,
Okay. I'm not saying it needs to be in there or whatever, I'm just
Oh, it should be
trying
in
to
there.
notice things as much as possible.
It should be in there, at least in the town report, it should be.
But
that's for sure.
the report itself was well-written and well put together, and easy to follow and easy to read, and very much appreciated.
And it is posted on the town's website too, if anybody in Zoom land wants to.
And everybody should take a look at it, peruse it. It's easy to read, laid out very well, and easy to follow. And you find yourself nodding, go, yep, that makes sense, that makes sense.
It does, everything makes sense in here, and it's a great plan. It always makes you feel like, when you're done reading it, like, wow, that's a lot of money we need to, but
Yeah.
it's all needed.
But it's the town and what's best for, yeah. And some of the sidewalks, as we can see, somebody's falling to get hurt, so. As long as we got a plan and we're working on it.
I was surprised under, I knew that Nat Pond was a class 2, even though it's like dead ends, right? Pretty much.
I think it's listed as,
Nat Pond Road's a class 2.
yeah. I mean,
It's
'cause
paved, but how do they just determine that by, like, 'cause
town to
a certain
town,
amount of people live up there? Or-
town to town, so it must have been listed that way right through the old
Right through,
class 4 and
yeah, yeah.
It's listed on the town highway map, so.
Yep.
It seemed like it should be.
Would it be just the amount of traffic it gets, or the fact that it connects eventually down to?
Yeah, usually it
I mean,
is.
you know, so's Quinn Phelan, but,
Right. But
Yeah,
couldn't
it
fail
goes through anyway.
Right.
right.
I'll give you that road level.
Usually ones that go town to town or,
Yeah, and that pond, doesn't it go to Reading? If you follow it out,
if you,
are so inclined.
yeah, I wouldn't recommend it, but. But at least no pavement out there. So I think with our current paving schedule, you know, this, we talked in here, talk a little bit about being able to shift some of that. And I really hope that comes sooner than later, because equipment is pretty well needed. But you never know year to year on what the cost of that's gonna do. I think it even mentions it in here. I mean, we've been paving for about $200,000 to $220,000 a mile. But it depends on if the road needs a lot of work in
Yeah. Like Quinn
And a
Phelan.
complete rebuild. We did that fairly reasonable, didn't, we didn't put much stone down there and rebuild like you could have, but it wasn't in baddest shape once you tore up that initial
Yeah.
bit. But Whitesville, they had a section there, it's a little bit more expensive because we had to put in some under drain and some other work. Kind of protect it.
Okay. But as long as we keep getting the quality of work we're getting too. And the area around Depot that got done looks really nice.
It does. Hopefully it gets marked out with the center line really soon,
Yeah.
but,
They have them all marked, so they're getting ready to.
yeah, we marked them because
Oh.
I was afraid their state was gonna come in and say they're not gonna do it without the marking, so we went and marked them just to make sure. But it should be soon, I mean, it's gotta be soon. They haven't done any of our roads this year. I do wanna say, I know it lists in here of switching out to TerraStar. I thought I had a line on replacement for that, and it kind of fell through. They're the same as any other truck, they're not easy to come by. We're kind of on a waiting list, it seems like. But I think the availability of that one is better than the 10-wheelers. And I think we have that listed partially as getting a loan through the 2% loan through the state of Vermont. Which I'm not sure if that's 100% gonna be the case, because I believe they only do applications twice a year for that, spring and fall, so. But we get pretty good lease rates. Decent. And I will say we do have a structures grant. We've been up for a structures grant for a couple of years. What we didn't have was the funds for the match until this current year. With that 50,000 that we put into earmark for structures. So that project that's listed here of the large culvert on 20 Mile Stream, we can get the structures grant if we apply this year, and we should have the match for that as well. So that could be a project that comes up this year, which is right where the schedule would say to do it. And the paving grant, I don't know if we're up this year or if it's gonna be the following, but more than likely it's gonna be the following year.
Can I just clarify, when you say this year, you mean the year 27 that's in the plan, or?
Yes, it would be fiscal year 27 by the time we actually got that work. Next summer. It gets confusing when you talk so many different years.
I can't seem to find it now, but I know that I read it. There was a statement, and of course this was written a while ago, but there's a statement in here about concerning, utility, water, sewer, that said that you haven't raised them for a long time now. We just raised them.
Right, we did. This was before that. When we first did,
Right, when you first started, so maybe that should be updated, you think? I mean, because it might change the percentage. It said that then you have to raise up to 7% to make it viable. But
right,
maybe with that raise, it might lower that percentage, so.
oh, I see what you're saying, because this starts in fiscal year 27.
Yeah, well, because it has been raised, and it's a different revenue stream than it was, when this was compiled over the last, whatever.
It's like 3 pages from the end, George.
Huh?
Like 3 pages from the end of the report.
Is that where you found it?
There's a footnote at the bottom of the page, and like 2 paragraphs up, it says, "An initial sewer rate increase of 7.5%. Is that the one you're looking for? So look, so you see the footnote about wastewater facilities down the bottom of the page?
No, okay.
Find it's like towards the end. Maybe 3rd from the back, 4th from the back.
Yeah, page 19.
Sidewalk repairs, that's the
Yeah.
3rd page. A lot happened.
Oh, it is page 19, they're just not numbered. So at the bottom, there's a footnote.
Oh, page 19.
Yeah. So it's like, there's the fourth one from the end.
The end of what, though?
The end of the whole report.
The end of this whole thing?
Yes.
Yeah, it's 22 pages, so the third,
But then what are these like for the end of?
The charts.
But not counting those, just the written part. All right.
yeah, sorry, just the written part.
Clarify.
There's a page that has a footnote at the bottom about the wastewater facilities, and above that, a couple of paragraphs up, it says a sewer increase of 7.5%. Will put the system in a better position. So I think that's what you were referencing.
I don't think it's on this, because I can't find it either, so.
It's
I
on
don't
there.
have
Is it on there?
Did I miss a page?
Footnote.
I'm looking at the one online, sorry. So the one that was like sent to us.
Structure needs,
Okay, yeah, right.
and that's all I
Yeah.
have.
All right, keep going back.
There's nothing there.
Go back. Keep
That's
going.
not 4 pages, really.
Well, for
Keep going.
online documents, I have a list.
Yeah, get to the part where it's like written.
Maybe this is time to bring it up,
That's
but
your
we're
page.
looking for a new copier.
All right,
Yeah, I know.
okay.
It's like 10 or 12 pages from the end, George, somewhere in there.
Oh, was it on the ones that I
Yeah,
copied
it's-
today?
But it's different than what's on the computer.
All right. But it does say 7.5%, so you were right. So that may put us in a different position because we did raise the rate this year.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to confirm what you said.
Yeah, as I recall, when I said 7.5%, I was not including setting aside any funds for sludge removal. So I think that's why I said initial increase of 7.5%.
I was kind of looking at that wording as well, and I know that's what we talked about.
A couple of paragraphs I looked at it said if you wanted to spread that cost out over the next 9 years, it would be $92.70 per user per year. So-
Just for the sludge removal,
Just for the sludge removal.
which didn't go into this current one that we raised up. I mean, that's already, it's a big hit. It's expensive.
Yeah, it's definitely gone way up in the past 5 years.
Yeah, an estimated close to $440,000 price tag in 6 years from now. 6, 8 years. But a lot of this, what we did, getting these new meters in too, is gonna tell us a little bit more on where these rates need to be for the water and sewer wise.
And so there's really only one operator of the water department. You don't have an
We have two,
assistant operator,
yep.
because there's nothing
It's listed
listed in
odd.
that. It's listed under sewer as assistant.
It's listed oddly in the town report as
Yeah,
well.
but I'm just saying in this chart, I just noticed that and wondered.
Employee payroll, for some reason.
Yes. Where it says employee payroll is actually the assistant operator.
In what town, on these pages?
Yeah,
In both the town report and in this, they use the same table.
Table 5, the water.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know why it was listed, but it's
It must have been there for a while.
it's been there for a while.
Yeah,
It's confusing, you're right, George, it is.
right, because the other one has it right under like.
Yeah. And I have to check on that. I'm wondering, when you said the land around the school, I'm thinking that is listed under the water system, since that's where the water tower is, but I want to make sure that,
Yeah, that was all. Confusing. So how does, you adopt this and then, but it goes into effect when, like, on July 1st, 26?
yep,
Because 26, 27?
back to that 2 to 3 year range where it gets confusing. We're in fiscal year 26, talking about 27, working on 28 budget.
Because you mentioned every 5 years, but, right, so this is 27 to 32, that's what.
Well, the last one was 10 years, and it just seems a pretty big stretch to go 10 years.
That's-
The state kind of wants to see.
Well, the midterm adjustments.
Yeah, the state wants to see a minimum of, the first year is called the capital budget, and then the next 5 are called the capital program. So technically, it's 6 years, but
Any other comments or concerns?
The only thing, you had, under the equipment, didn't you were looking at, might be getting like 2 or 3 trucks this coming year? It seemed like.
The TerraStar Truck 4, yeah. That one is in pretty good need. I think we've spent the last calendar year over $40,000 keeping that truck going for a $140,000 truck. That's the one I'm currently.
So it's just that one, right?
We got a 10-wheeler there, what was it, last summer?
Yeah.
And then the TerraStar it's in the most need for sure. It's costing us more than a new one, really.
And when you put those years of service after, like you have the date of the vehicle, the date acquired, and then you have estimated years, is that from the date of acquiring it or from the date of
Yeah.
it was first,
Should be date of new.
that's when it was new?
Right. Yep. And some of those estimated market values, you don't, I mean, that's if you get somebody to buy it.
Any other comments? If not, we will close this out, the hearing out, and we'll start select board's meeting in 4 minutes. Call the regular selectmen's meeting to order. Approve minutes of September 8th. Everybody see them?
We approve the minutes from September 8th as written.
I will second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. You need to adjust.
I don't know.
Okay, here, citizens. I guess they're here for other things. Okay, we can move on if nobody has.
There's one thing, if I guess that was the time, how could I facilitate getting the new meter? Like, are you on like some like down the line thing, or
For the water meters? Yeah, so
have they been being installed?
what, they're being installed, it's slower than we all kind of hoped for. Originally, they were gonna take, because they're drive-by meters, it's, you know,
There's nothing on the outside.
right, it
Right.
just, you put them in there, and then when they drive by your house, it reads them. So the original plan was, let's do this section of town and this section, that way, when people drive by, they don't have to, when they go to read the meters, ones that aren't done, they don't have to stop at that house, and then the next house has a new one, and then, so that was the original plan, but now we're just gonna be putting them in, it's fast in every house that we can.
Yeah.
Anybody that needs a new meter, or anybody that calls us for, you know, to turn water on or off, and, or anything like that, they're getting new meters when we
Yeah,
go.
I was working on the building and there's like 2 meters. I think one of them must be broken because there's no need for 2. And there's wires all over and I'm like, get this out of here.
Hey, anybody can call whenever they, if they say,
Okay.
I want a new meter,
So
Yeah.
I'll call.
yeah, and we'll put in a new meter. I think that's gonna be the fastest way we can do it, because our strategic, going down one road, it's difficult.
Yeah.
Who's putting them in?
Water department. Yep.
All right. That is it. We'll move on to old business discussion and possible adoption of capital plan.
Well, we held a public hearing today on the capital plan. The next step would be a possible, if the board is wanting to adopt the proposed capital plan, or another public hearing, whatever the board decides, but, or not adopt it. That is kind of the question.
And anybody's,
So if this is adopted in the future, if something needs to be changed, is it set in stone or can we make changes?
It's not set in stone. It really should kind of be revisited yearly during like budget season as well. And then I think it would need to be visited every yearly during budget, just in case we get ahead on paving. And I know it doesn't look like it right now, but sooner or later, we're gonna get ahead on paving and we can start moving money where it's needed at the time. So it's definitely not set in stone.
We had a couple things to update
Yeah, right.
on the hearing, right?
what's your pleasure?
Make a motion, we adopt the plan as written.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, opposed? None? Okay.
And I'll make sure I make those changes too, George, in the yearly town report, because that's where these all came from.
Okay, we're going to December event on the green.
So Trevor was here last meeting. We kind of tabled this one to get a little bit more information, and I believe Trevor really wants to talk to us about it.
It's it'll be pretty low key for now. We have what we call Uller Fest, which is done in a lot of different places around the country. It's essentially just a winter fest to give a reason for people to get outside, get downtown, have some fun. The plan is to work with the local businesses around the green to do specials and have stuff. I know if Margaret was here, she would tell you a little bit more about, she's already, I think, coordinated with the school and the library to have some crafts and winter activities going on during the afternoon, evening. There's hopes with regards to use of the green or any kind of town facilities, there's hopes to do potentially a light parade, making LED lanterns and have people come down Depot Street and end it at the green, and hopefully coordinate with the lighting that happens that I believe Streetscapes deals with. So pretty light. I think Chief, you gave us the feedback on hunting season, so we're gonna
Yes.
stay away from
Stay over the woods.
stay away from running through the woods while people are packing. So
Okay, I can cross off that one. then.
Yeah. So we're not gonna do any of that.
Add a little flair to it, little mystery,
We
you know.
figured it would probably draw a lot of people.
Yeah, isn't it,
Right?
you know?
Hunger Games. So we'll hold off on that. We might try to revisit that one another time, because we did actually plan out, and that route would be, I think, a pretty fun thing to go from village to village and have a pretty challenging, it's about 5K exactly, so, which people tend to like. So we're gonna punt on that, but in general, this is part of what we talked about in the spring and execute kind of through the market in the summer, which is just try to keep activity moving consistently so we can give people a reason to come downtown, enjoy the value of the community, as well as help the local businesses. So, and I think also there's some things we had talked about possibly doing. I'll defer on those because they weren't my ideas originally, but it all depends on weather and snow, of whether we try to do some sledding or things like that on one of the local hills. But the goal is to just try to figure out a way where we can have a variety of activities going on that kind of kick off the winter and the holiday season. So, yeah, not, whatever would happen with town property would be pretty low key, and it would ideally happen between 4 and 6 p.m. in the afternoon on the 13th. Just because we don't want to go too late, and then a lot of the activities we're hoping to have at our building and in our backyard, which will, I think, be kind of the finale of the day's activities. So doing food and beverage there
So this is all on the 13th?
on the 13th. Yeah, there were thoughts about doing 2 days, but I think, like with everything, we're starting out slow year one, and we'll build it up as we go. But I can say that just in general, I think I shared it last time, but probably worth revisiting. We got incredible feedback from the summer of having the market as well as doing the Honey Fest. So once again, appreciate the select board supporting us and doing all that, because it felt like it brought a lot of energy.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of positive things on that.
So we're gonna keep trying. We'll keep you updated. But yeah, nothing significant with any like big need for organization at this point. A lot of it will be on at the various facilities.
All right.
I just have, just to clarify, I'm just curious about when you say light up the green, lights on the green, was that like the parade down through and then kind of being on the green, or?
Well, we got,
I know you said also the tree, but are you thinking like the other trees on there, or just
That's where we need to talk to Streetscapes a bit, I think, about and see what is possible based on what they know. The main goal of all these activities is try to coordinate with as many of the groups and community members as possible. So I throw that out there only because that's something the loose group that we have volunteering to organize it said they were interested in. So just to give you a heads up if there are any red flags, but I think that'll be a conversation as we get closer and have more info about how this can be executed. All I know is that there's, as of right now, there's hope to do a small parade because of the benefit for the kids and maybe attract people, and there's part of the crafting that'll involve the ability to make these, earlier in the day, make these lanterns that will have LED lights in them. And so that part's still a little rough around the edges, admittedly, but we'll get that tightened up in the next couple weeks.
Good. Any other comments on the board? If not, we'll go to,
Did you want, because we haven't given approval for this event.
oh, we have.
We didn't at the
Okay.
last meeting.
I'll make a motion, we approve the event for December 13th on and around the green area.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? Okay.
I'm pretty sure we didn't last meeting. If we didn't, you got a
We
choice.
didn't.
we
We said we'd
yeah.
wait so we could get some more information. I remember now that you bring it
You
up.
said that, yep. All right, we'll go to proposed subdivision regulations fee discussion.
So, thanks, Trevor. So at last, at the subdivision regulation, the proposed subdivision regulation hearing we talked about what would the fee schedule look like? What would the fees be and how much they would be? And it needed to be kind of a discussion for the board at that time. So I reached out to Jason from Mark, who kind of gave me a little bit of information, which I can just kind of generalize here. So basically what he was saying, and this is Mark being the administrator on this, fees like Springfield, a 2-lot subdivision with no hearing is $200 plus $25 a sheet for Mylar recordings and $15 a sheet for decision recordings. The 6-lot is $150 hearing plus $600 plus $25 Mylar and $15 sheet decision. And a 10, $150 hearing with $1,000. So, you know, they're right around $100 per lot. And then a few of those other add-ons. For reference, Chester is $200 for theirs plus $25 a lot. Ludlow is $600 plus $150 a lot with a $25 Mylar recording. I just went through Springfield. West Windsor is administrative $150, a sketch plan $50, which I think we talked about in our plan that there wouldn't be a sketch plan one. Major subdivision $100 per lot, recording fee at $30, and the decision recordings of $45. In Windsor is $100 plus $20 a lot. So those are just some numbers of around town. I know people were curious about that, of what it would kind of look like, what fees would kind of look like for this, and that's rough for what other towns do.
Hey, George.
What's your plan? Is there going to be are you paying like some administrator?
That, some of these prices are. That's what, like the Springfield, you know, some of that's why, you know, they have a $200 fee per subdivision. So I don't believe they're
So you have to have, you know.
I mean, we're not
you
looking
have-
into it, we're not setting the fee at all,
Right.
because we don't even know if we're gonna have subdivision regulation. It was just brought up at the hearing that,
Yeah,
you know.
well, I mean, that's
what-
part of the
what-
consideration, I
right.
guess some people might have. I don't
Right.
know, what's the cost, but I was just curious if it was like, you know, I mean, of course, many towns like these have zoning, so they already have like some
Right,
development review board, and I guess either, I don't know if they all get paid, or, you know, definitely the administrator does. So that's what, I was wondering if that's what you're.
I think, well, I mean, some of the costs would also, you know, have to be, if you're gonna have a public hearing on a subdivision, they cost a decent amount of money to have anyways. You know, it's $150 just to have a public hearing, to put it in the paper, so, or $130. So it covers those types of expenditures. If they do pass, that would be kind of what the board would have to look into, whether or not we'd hire it out, whether we'd do it in-house, and then what the fee would be. But these was just to give numbers of what surrounding towns do.
And it was interesting, looking at Springfield's fees, that they don't really cover the work and stuff that goes into it.
Right.
Well, yeah, any applicant, of course, has to, you know, do a lot of other fees just to get to that point, obviously.
But, I mean, rule of thumb, I mean, you're gonna be in the hundreds of dollars to do any subdivision. I mean, there is gonna be a
Yeah,
decent
for the town part.
cost. But that's all to say, you know, it's gonna go to a vote anyways.
Right.
So I know it's hard getting surveyors, so if this did pass and you had like somebody submitted something, I guess they wouldn't be, I mean, it's like, because you have to survey, it said you have to have it surveyed, so.
It's a good line of work to get into.
Yeah, really.
I have a list of 20 of them, and if you call them,
Well,
half
that's what I'm thinking. is
half are
how can you-
retired.
I mean, I guess you have to wait till you have all that in line before you come.
I think the way it's set up, the way these regulations would read, is that cost would be incurred after there's tentative approval.
Yeah,
Anyways,
I
is
was
that
wondering
right?
about
That way.
So you wouldn't lose your money
So you-
there,
right.
you do it and then you get denied.
Right. That's why they had, you could do a sketch and submit with a sketch, and then,
Okay, any other comments? If not, we'll go to 4, discuss and set a date for a second proposed subdivision regulation hearing.
we'll keep it on the same theme. We should have one more public hearing on the subdivision regulations. I just don't know, I don't remember from last meeting on what we talked about and when it would be. I think we kind of came to a conclusion that maybe it should be closer to town meeting day. We can wait till then, we can have it at any, and we don't have to stop at 2, I guess, either.
There is I think there is a, you know, 60-day, whatever.
I think it is for the first one.
Certain-
Yeah. Or you have the first one, I think, within, after the planning commission gives it to you, yeah, 60 days, which we held within, the first one within the 60. But I don't think there's a time in
There's
between.
no time before,
First
I
and
thought there was
second.
something before you voted, you had, you know, I guess.
Oh, before you vote,
space between,
okay,
You
yeah.
know, like you couldn't have it in
Right.
maybe February for March, you
Right.
know, either some.
But doesn't really necessarily have to be on this November, coming up November or anything, so.
But could it be?
But it could be. While it's fresh in
Time to
people's
warn
mind.
and everything, yeah, if you got your 30 days.
Mhm.
Oh, do we have time? Because our meeting's late. this
I was
month.
gonna look that up,
This
What's-
is late, so the next meeting's not less than 30 days.
Right.
I couldn't even put a notice in the paper fast enough.
Can we do it in December?
Does that work for everybody?
It'd be the 8th.
December will work, yeah.
The same thing, 6 o'clock before the,
Yeah.
Great.
December 8th.
Yep.
All right, that's good. We'll go to new business. Discussion possible sign municipal planning grant.
so the planning commission has been working with Mark for updating the town plan, which they have, and go for a municipal planning grant. Same one we did with the capital plan, to help out with the costs for the town plan. One thing I don't know is how much that is.
Well, I haven't done the budget yet. The maximum we can ask for one town is 30,000, which would be about a $3,000 match for the town.
But what we have here is a resolution to say that it's not the signing of the grant.
No, it's just to say we want to apply.
We want to apply. And that work's gonna start relatively quickly on the town plan.
What?
That's gonna be pretty.
We've already started
We
a
already
little bit.
kinda started, right?
Yeah.
2-year process probably.
I would venture that guess.
I think the grant period was January 1st of 2026 until December 31st of 2027.
All right. What is your pleasure on that? We have to need to approve it.
Actually, we can go ahead and do that, but I also need an alternate for this. So if you wanted to vote on an alternate as well.
Okay. Yep. What is your pleasure?
I make a motion that we approve the municipal planning grant.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Now we need an alternate. Any, what is your pleasure on the alternate? I don't have anybody I can think of.
Can we name Tim?
Be board member as well.
Just saying Tim's knows a lot about
But
it.
Tim's on.
Who's on it?
That's what I'm asking.
No, I don't know.
I think it has to be.
A board member, I think.
It lists under the.
It's select board member, town manager, city manager, or the town administrator. So, yeah, it would be a board member.
And nominate Bob.
I'll second it.
Oh, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Nobody.
Is there a second?
It's just redundancy, it's, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were on the last municipal
Yeah,
planning
that's
grant.
no
so-
problem.
So
You
we can do this now, or we can wait till later, but I'd have you
Okay.
fill out your name so I don't,
Yeah.
and then signatures and.
I am in no way saying that you are redundant, I'm just saying,
I hear you.
that's what it
Alternate
says.
for signing the grant?
It's alternate on the, yeah. Yep. Which I believe you have the gears from doing the last one,
I
right?
think so, yeah.
And it's an alternate for the town manager.
Yep.
You're the default. You have-
I'll just,
All right,
and this, I'll give you this too if you want.
okay. Authorize it officially.
Or I'll give you a copy of this.
See how quickly the bus rolled up?
Oh, yeah, rolled up good. Yes, I heard it come in.
I tried Tim, they said no, so.
All right, well, that's going around, we can discuss and possibility set a flood hazard permit fee.
So just like the, for the subdivision regulations we just talked about, I would like the board to consider setting a fee for flood hazard permits. Not necessarily, I'm not looking for a regular permit that's in a flood hazard area that as administrating officer I could do. But a lot of these, if it's in the floodplain or if it's in the river corridor, needs to have a public hearing. And those public hearings, just to put it in the paper is $130.50, which now, right now, the town's covering, which I don't believe, is right that the taxpayers would have to do that. I would suggest for $150 fee, which would cover the $15 building for permit, the hearing cost, and we also have to mail the public hearing notice to all abutting landowners. So $150 I think will cover most of them.
Scan that for you and send you a copy.
Okay, yeah, I was just making sure it was signed before I gave it back to you. But I think it's important that we do that. These costs do kind of add up, and there's no way around these costs. They're not going to the town, they're just covering the costs of the actual permit, or the public hearing.
Permit to do
Building, they're basically building anything you do, or,
in a floodplain.
yeah.
And they realize what's happened over the last couple of decades here.
And as long as they fit within our flood hazard regulations, I mean, this could be as simple as, somebody wanted to rebuild a little bit of their inside of their house, or it could be from flood damage, but it still fits within our flood hazard regulations that they can rebuild, which requires a public hearing then to cover those.
All right, so what is your pleasure?
I'll make a motion, we set the flood hazard permit fee at $150.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? All right, we'll move on to yearly snowmobile trail discussion and possible approval.
So I don't believe it changed from last year. I have a letter and map of all the roads for the snowmobile, whether they're crossing it or going down the road a little bit. And for everybody, it's also posted in the town clerk's office, this same map. It's the same as it's been in the years past, and we've always voted on it about this time of year.
Any issues or complaints
I thought
on
there
any
was
of the
some
roads?
change.
I've never got any
It was
complaints.
minor, but
Was there? I didn't see
I don't
one.
think it's changed much.
I can't recall now, because I don't snowmobile, but pretty much the same.
It's pretty much the same. I don't
Is
remember
anybody
seeing-
from the club here?
They're not.
No.
Because usually they send somebody and they
Usually
can
they
answer
do.
that, but that's okay.
What was that?
And they might, he dropped it off the other day. He might have thought we had our October and didn't come,
Right.
be here in November. So he can,
He can answer that question.
but I mean, it's all listed. I don't know if I need to read it since it's posted in the town clerk's. But it's no, there might be one small difference, George. I didn't see it, but from basically the same.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? Okay, Mill Street crosswalk request.
So I got a request from Mac Molding about the crosswalk over here going across Mill Street. When they have any fire alarms or anything like that, there's no marked out crosswalk to go across there, and they kind of request that we put one in for for their safety. They would end up having somebody that would be trained to stop traffic while they did cross. But it's not as simple as putting the paint down. One side of the road is fairly new sidewalk, and it does have a tip down for a crosswalk. The other side of the road does not, and the sidewalk is not in good shape on the other side of the road. So if you did a crosswalk there, you would have to take out the granite curbing, so you could actually have the ramp and then redo it. And it's paved over there, not concrete, so it'd just be paved back. I think it's something that we would incorporate into a new sidewalk there. Obviously, that's what happened on the other side. But
Could be a project for Macmillan, huh? So, because they're asking for all their employees, nobody else's.
I mean, I don't think the paint's as big of an issue. You know, it's got to be a $5,000 project by the time you take out that granite curbing and reset it and pave it. It's a decent project.
I mean, can you paint it with a regular curb? You don't.
I don't think you can paint it when you don't have
that.
when that curb there.
Yeah. Huh.
I think you have to have the handicap
Yes.
access.
You do. Yep.
Isn't it something either the state or you should have an engineer look at to make sure it's done to the appropriate
Yep.
specifications?
And there, I mean, there's a entrance to Magnolia probably 15 or 20 feet away. You know, the sidewalk ends about 15 or 20 feet away from where that would go in currently. But you'd have a nice sidewalk going to a sidewalk in front of there that is not in good shape. But when we start talking sidewalks, and if that becomes one of them, or like George said, if I come back and I let them know that we're all for it, but if they want to install it, then, I mean, I could do that as well, so.
All right. Any other comments on that? I will just let you contact Mac and see if you can work something out with him.
Yeah, I'll email them back, and tell them that if I'm not misreading the room, we're not opposed to a crosswalk there, but currently not gonna spend the money to put a crosswalk into a sidewalk that's not worth walking. It doesn't really go anywhere, I don't believe. It's only right around Mac Molding right there.
I think so, yeah. Okay, then we'll go to consider purchase of meeting room video and audio equipment.
Everybody's favorite Zoom, or shouldn't say Zoom, but being on camera for all these meetings. I have a new quote. I believe this is the same company that's done a lot of other ones in town. We had discussed this during ARPA as well. The price was a little bit higher back then, which is, I think it was a little overkill for what they wanted. But this would give us no more this and Shannon having to do it. It would give us a centralized computer. There would be 2 cameras in this room, probably 1 stationary. One might be able to be moved, or maybe 2 stationary. It'd have microphones above everybody here, and then 4 microphones here, and then somewhere a monitor on the wall that everybody could see and mounted on the wall. And it would be professionally installed. It wouldn't be me running cables everywhere, which I'm capable of running cables, but not making it look good. But the total for that is $12,610. I will say that this doesn't include the monitor. Reason being is you're going to pay them a lot more money for a monitor than we can get it on Amazon. The rest of the stuff we can't, but the monitor itself, we get it a lot cheaper. somewhere else.
How much did we allocate? ARPA, we got more than that.
Yeah, it was originally, it was like 24, 25, it was quite a bit. This would be paid for out of the community development fund. But we had discussed it during ARPA, for sure. I don't know the availability, I didn't ask on how soon it would be. But I'll find that out if it's approved. I guess we could make one more meeting like this. But the good part is I wouldn't have to start the meetings for the planning commission or be at home and forget I had to start the meeting for the planning commission.
It happens.
That happens.
Any other comments? If not, what is your pleasure?
I'll make a motion that we approve the purchase of the meeting room video and audio equipment.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Opposed? None?
Shannon, I can't believe you weren't the one that made that.
He was more excited than I was.
I jumped all over it for you.
As long as the camera's not back there pointed at this, it's gonna be on that side over there.
Anticipated cemetery section opening.
So, yes, there's, I was talking with Bruce. He has informed me that he's looking to be done at the end of this year. I wanted to bring it out in this meeting in case we have any interest from anybody that's watching or reading the minutes or watching this later, that there will be anticipated opening for cemetery sexton. And I did double check with Bruce just a few days ago before I put it on here. I don't know if you, thank you, Bruce. For sure.
Yeah.
And I believe Bruce actually said he'll help somebody out because there's a lot of research, there's a lot of stuff,
To pass on.
a lot of knowledge and research knowledge.
The hardest part of it is the deed research on the lots. I'll have to show someone how to get into the vault when the office is open and see a combination of the lots, if in fact there really is a lot. And the other thing is who's buried there now. So some of them are filling up, and you have to be cognizant of that. And then there's scheduling the guys to do the mowing and the trimming.
But it's very detailed work. I mean, keeping the paperwork and everything, and making sure you.
Bruce, is this your last position you have with the town? You've had several hats on during the years.
Oh, I don't know. I have Parkinson's disease, and I won't be able to do the cemeteries because in the summer, when it's really hot, that's when it flares up.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fine right now, but when it gets 85 and 90 and the humidity is high, it just about kills me.
Well, I thank you for all your years of service for
9
us.
years.
Oh, thank you, Bruce.
Yeah.
You helped out here for a long time and
Yep.
been doing that, and we appreciate it.
And we'll still see you at the planning commission, right?
Yeah, planning commission.
Yep.
I'm still your representative to the solid waste district.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah, you're not gonna break free anytime soon.
All right. We can probably advertise for that or something at town meeting.
Well, you said December is when, the
Well,
end of December?
yeah, when's the pay stop? End of October?
Mid-November.
Mid-November. I actually have at least one burial still to go. So, for all intents and purposes, the cemeteries are still open for burial and will be so until the ice and snow takes over.
So we'll have a couple of months to
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll put it probably, on the town's website. I don't know about
George?
going out to the paper.
Looking for anything to do? Little hobby?
I might.
He's
Think
gonna
Think
install
about it.
water meters.
You know an awful lot about the town and the history, so it fit right in there with that.
All right. We'll move on to manager's report.
I just have a couple things. A reminder that starting November 1st until April 1st is the town's winter parking ban. So that's a parking ban from midnight till 6 a.m. From November 1st to April 1st during the year. Vehicles can and will be towed at the owner's expense. We ordered new signs and we're going to be putting some signs up in certain areas in town. And the ordinance is posted on the town's website if anybody wants.
Will this include the road around the village green?
Yep, those are where the signs are going right off. I haven't got them in yet, but I expect them in by the end of this week, and we'll have them out there before November 1st.
Okay.
And our grants and aid project this year on Chubb Hill is done. I think it came out pretty well. I'm hoping Amy's not here to tell me otherwise. It worked out pretty
It
good.
looks nice.
Yeah. When I saw you walk in, I was like, uh-oh. And I'll be putting, we'll be putting together the reimbursement package for that. I believe we came within the budget of the grant money that we had this year for that. Doing the work ourselves was a big plus on that, and thank the board for allowing us to shut down the road because that was well needed to get that project done on time. And I also want to thank the 5th and 6th graders and some of the staff from Cavendish Town Elementary School. Were you there, Amy, on that one?
I was
Cleaning?
not.
They, plus through Brat and Margot, they cleaned up Grevin Field. We had paid for that during the flood, but they took the bulk of it out, and there was still other minor stuff around there, but they got a couple truckloads of different metal and garbage out of there, and they spent one whole day. So the 5th and 6th graders, and they went over there and really did nice and cleaned it up. And big shout out, thank you to them.
Good.
That's it.
Okay, other business. Dave?
The only other thing is, we're talking about the cameras here for the TV, but are there surveillance cameras in this building? I think there should be, inside and outside.
Yeah, I can look into that.
Most public buildings are now.
And we have
Yeah,
alarm
yeah.
systems, just not
Just a
motion.
thought.
That's a good idea.
And we do it at the garage too, so it might even be able to be one.
It'd probably be a good idea.
Yeah.
I can look into that and come up with some proposals where to vote on after. And
That it, Dave?
Yep, that's it.
Janet?
Nothing.
Mike?
I'm good.
No, I'm good. So next is adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None.